Okay, hello, I'm Swift, and this is RUSE Tales from the Battlefield. And this is a new commentary. This is the 1st of October, should be going up quite soon. Um, Hopefully by tomorrow, Sunday. And today, Fancy Little Cupcake, who is in the game, is with me.
Hello.
And it is Russians versus Italians, 1v1 on Cauldron, which is called Behind Enemy Lines in 1v1. Isn't it? Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and this is a really open map. It's like a three-lane open map with a lot, not a whole lot of tactical emplacements like cities. So that kind of automatically puts me in kind of a defensive mode since I can't utilize those to control Italy's movements, and because Italy is so fast, all their units are a lot faster than mine. Um, it's really important that I control the space that he can interact in. And if I can't do that, I have to play a lot more defensively versus a map like Tank Graveyard where there's cities I can control and restrict his movements.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Italy can make it very hard for it. Sometimes I just get surprised at how fast Italian tanks can come. They just go from one side of the map to the other in no time whatsoever. They can definitely give you some trouble if you underestimate them.
Yeah, and on an open map like this, from the get-go, he very much has the opportunity to dictate the initiative in the game. And so, starting off looking at it, that's really my big concern right away is to get my economy set up and then control his movements and make sure that I cannot be flanked basically. Because if I can, I can fix his lane of attack to one dimension, then I'm going to have a much better time defending my base and then further expanding my economy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Also the opponent RUSE PL. I have played with and against him before, and he's a good player as well as Cupcake. So yeah. Hopefully we're about to see a good game. So if there's nothing else,
Ready when you are.
yeah. All right then. In 3, 2, 1, go. Now just the trucks out very fast from both players. Hotkeyd, of course. Or well, I don't know. I just use shift and click, but some people use the hotkeys.
Yeah, I tend to use the hotkeys. And he's opting for very inside barracks, which is a little unusual, in my opinion.
Hmm. Well, there's a truck going forward there now, very fast from Italy. He's not any ruses used yet on the field, none whatsoever. No, you've decrypted him and he's decrypted you, that's it. So both players have a ruse. Decryption is very popular to start with now. Didn't used to be, it is now, and it does give you a lot of information. Even if the players haven't camoed, you can see unit movements and stuff.
Right, on certain maps that I'm far more experienced with than behind enemy lines, I don't decrypt because I'm comfortable enough knowing where to place my units in order to defend myself properly from basically anything. But in the case of this map in Italy and it being a lot more open, I'm far more concerned about his positions because I don't feel I know exactly how to defend them. So I feel safer decrypting. But anyway, yeah, he's dropped an armor base in the center lane, and now he's running some tanks to my side.
Yeah, well you've got what I assume is a barracks going forward. Always worth it.
Yeah, that's a
versus
barracks, and
plus
it's
10.
it's mostly a distraction. It's I don't not something I really expect to do a whole lot of
Yeah,
damage. I could
exactly.
have used a decoy barracks there, and sometimes I do, and sometimes I do it in both lanes. But I like to change it up to try and remain unpredictable, especially since we played
Hmm.
multiple games, I think.
And he's built a fort barracks as well. Oh, depots as well. I
Right.
forgot about depots. What have we got? 3 and 3, so that's fine. Opted for different depots, both players, eh?
Right, and the reason why I didn't choose the forward depot there is because the threat of his assault guns. If he does tanks and assault guns, he can kill that depot pretty much unanswered. I can't stop him.
Yeah. It's very easy to get recon on as well.
Yeah, exactly. And like a tank assault gun mix is hard to deal with because I need a lot more tech than he does.
Yeah, so you're forcing to build a couple tanks there, and I suppose you knew those were decoys since you just take them out with all recon. And looks like you've got the Gavardia now. Very good. Usually want to get those Russians, but I've seen games where they don't have them. Don't get them. Yeah, it's like some people think it's just a necessity with Russians to get Gavardia, and well, they're very good and they're an advantage for Russians. You don't need them all the time.
Honestly, I don't think they're a necessity by any means, and I won't get that upgrade unless I definitely feel I need it because it is expensive and it slows down my infantry
Yeah,
production
exactly.
anyway. You know, I gotta take 50 seconds where I'm not producing anything. And usually I wait until I get a second barracks drop because that halves the research. Oh no, I do have two barracks. Yeah, so I waited till I had a second barracks to have the research time anyway.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
basically,
Well.
I get the Guardia in this case because I want the extra resistance and DPS to vet to tank damage for my AT guns.
Well, yeah, it's putting him under some pressure now, it looks like. It's all spread around the map, and he's going to have to counter it with, what has he got, his own heavy infantry there? Looks like it, yes. And those little two Veloces running around the back, they are much faster than the M11s, aren't they? They're 48, and the M11s are 36, so... But yeah, they're only machine guns, are like Vickers, so they can't actually
Right,
blow the
yeah.
depots up, so... Don't know what
True,
he
but
was
they
trying to
can,
do.
you know, they can park on them and kill the trucks, which is
Yeah.
just as bad in my opinion. But anyway, I have an AT gun there just in case.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
it's
I've slipped some infantry through his lines, and that's gonna, you know, force him to respond, force him to spend money.
yeah, he built three of those Veloces. I don't think he needed all three. Uh, well, I suppose he was just worried about you getting to the barracks because, yeah, if you get the barracks, it's just done. Um, just making sure. So yeah, and all those tanks at the back are dead. So no, what else is on the map? Those
Right,
decoys are still coming, but
right, and by this point, I've pretty much controlled his aggression, and I'm feeling a lot safer, and I've managed to make a few offensive threats of my own. So now I'm getting ready at this point to drop into the mid game and start teching again and expand my economy.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, those decoys aren't doing much for him. Sometimes you can make decoys a lot more threatening if you mic them to look like real units, but he's just leaving them in stacks and charging them in one big stack of decoys, and it's not going to do much. Usually.
Right, so as you can see, I've taken my fourth depot now, and so is he. Although I think I have a tech advantage at this point.
Maybe
Yeah,
so.
and decoys are especially useful for flanking threats because if they don't assess the flank, um, you know, I mean, they should assess, they should respond to it and spend in order to counter it. And if they're spending to counter, a unit that costs you nothing, that's going to add up over time. Um, so I mean, like you shouldn't use them really in direct engagements. In like a stack like that, you should spread them out.
Yeah, exactly. And also decoys mixed with real units can be dangerous because they can absorb hits and stuff. On the right here now, you've got
Right,
something pushing on this
exactly.
barracks. So almost got there. Almost.
Right, and it was a blitz run. It would be nice if I catch it, but really I didn't spend a whole lot risking it. So I'm happy to just throw my infantry at his barracks, and force him to keep spending infantry because mine are more cost effective anyway. So even if I lose them, he's going to spend more. So I'm keeping, I'm basically controlling what he spends.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're just holding the line, and it looks like you're gonna get some more money now. You've put a fifth depot. What's he doing? He has gone for an airfield, and I suppose under camo, so you didn't know about it. Oh,
Right, and
you've made a push in
that
the
is a
middle, huh?
that is a big pain to me is the Italian air switch because and what he's doing right now is he's researching those bombers.
Yeah,
which can be a
exactly. It's a
giant
very
headache to
popular
me.
thing
If
to
I
do.
don't, yeah, if I don't make that air transition, often very much that will cost me the game. But he's spending that money to get that airfield and that research. He's neglected to defend the center lane, and I've captured his armor base.
Yeah. So
And
that's
it's
very.
not that I mean like Italian tank tech is really good, but it's shallow, and even my worst tanks can deal with his barracks tanks.
Yeah. So now you've got the airfield as well. Did you know he had the airfield? I mean, obviously you know now. You've seen it, but did you get that?
Well, I didn't decrypt him. He camoed, so I didn't see it. But when I noticed he had camoed his base, I assumed
Yeah.
that that's
Yeah.
why, so he could sneak the bomber transition. So I was like, he hit his base. I know the bomber, I know the air transition is coming. I know what's going on. So I immediately dropped my own airfield and started saving up for
Yeah.
planes. Yeah.
Plus, I suppose, I mean, even if he hasn't gone for the air is gonna help you anyway. So
Right.
so
Even if
sort
he
of why
hasn't,
not?
I can just secure my air sectors and then start pouring money into bombers or something.
Yeah. So definitely a good call.
And
His
in the meantime,
infantry's been
he's
sitting at the back for a while. Just the one
yeah,
light
I know
infantry.
that.
Yeah.
And
But,
he managed to make an infantry push while I was on the offensive, and he took a depot. But
oh, you're right. He
at
did.
this point, yeah, at this point, the armor push that I made on his front, he does not have the adequate tech to respond to that. So